Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Zipongo's Hot Tips for a Healthy Summer webinar. We're excited to share some summer-inspired wellness tips to help you get the most out of the season. My name is Eddie Chan, and your host for today's webinar. For those of you who aren't familiar with Zipongo, we're a digital nutrition company whose goal is to make eating well simple. With me today is Trin Lee, a registered dietitian and in-house nutrition expert for Zipongo. She's here to connect the dots on how to stay healthy even on vacation. As we get going, please feel free to share questions via the chat feature. We'll answer as many as we can during the Q&A session at the end of this webinar.
Thanks for the intro, Eddie. And folks, thank you for joining us. Here's a quick agenda of what we'll cover during this webinar. My goal is to help you see the connections between mental and physical health so you can do the best for your health this season. In today's busy work world, it's important for each of us to nourish a strong mind as well as a healthy body. Good mental health is important for us to retain a positive outlook and have enough energy to address challenges both at work and at home.
Yes, that's great, Trin. What does summer have to do with this?
Great question, Eddie. I think summer is a good season for us to recharge both our physical and mental batteries. Sunshine and warm weather are good incentives to exercise more often, a win for physical health. Did you know the Gallup polls data from the past 7 years show that June is the most popular month for exercise? A whopping 55% of respondents said they exercised frequently in June. This figure plummets about 10% once you hit winter.
Interesting. I bet the sunshine helps.
Yes, very few people like exercising in cold weather, and I can relate. The sunshine also helps by boosting vitamin D production. Vitamin D is an important nutrient that helps with bone health, immunity, skin health, and more.
Wow. I'd love to learn a little bit more about vitamin D.
Great. Well, hold on to your hat because we'll cover that shortly. While we're on the topic of vitamins, I will put in a plug for in-season fruits and vegetables. The summer months just crush it with good produce. You can purchase fresh corn, strawberries, basil, peppers, and so much more. I'm always trying to get folks to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Okay, what about mental health?
Of course, summer is when many of us are taking vacations. During that time, we can de-stress, catch up on sleep, and spend time with loved ones. All this contributes positively toward our emotional well-being. The key is to stress as little as possible before, during, and after a trip. I'll address that later. First, let's talk about grilling, because even if you don't take a summer vacation, chances are you're going to be going to a summer barbecue at some point.
I love summer barbecues, but I've heard that it's not always the healthiest way to eat.
That's right. Grilling involves cooking food at a high temperature over an open flame or charcoal. It gets as hot as 300 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Heating food to this temperature can create harmful compounds as the protein becomes highly charred. This charred portion, made up of heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, has been shown to increase your risk for cancer, particularly for colon, pancreatic, and prostate cancers. For example, researchers at the University of Minnesota tracked the eating habits of 62,000 people over the almost 10 years. Those who ate charred meat frequently raised their risk for pancreatic cancer by 60%.
Wow, what a mouthful. Heterocyclic amines, and what was the other word? Also, should I be concerned?
Yeah, it's a mouthful, so let's shorten it to HCA and PAH. You'd need to eat a lot of HCAs and PAH to meaningfully raise your risk for cancer, though. Although cancer is a complex disease, it's going to take decades to develop, and your body does have built-in defenses to protect you.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. That's good because I enjoy a good barbecue. Can you share a few tips?
Of course. You can marinate your meats. I recommend you use herbs, vinegar, lemon juice, or orange juice in your marinade. Experts believe the vitamin C contents of your ingredients can help slow down HCA formation. I recommend you let the meat sit for at least 30 minutes, giving it time to absorb the marinade. While grilling, remember to flip often and crank down the heat if you can. Remember, it's the heat that causes carcinogens to form. You can also use foil to protect the meat from smoke and high temperatures. This is especially a good way to cook fish since you'll want to keep fish moist and tender. Once your meat is done, I recommend removing overly charred areas before you tuck in. Finally, spice it up by including grilled fruits and veggies in your summer barbecue spread. HCAs and PAHs form from muscle protein, not from plant-based proteins, so grilled fruits and veggies are safer bets.
I love grilled corn. Trin, what are some other fruits and vegetables that are good to grill?
Well, technically, you can grill any fruit or vegetable, but not all of them will taste like a home run. These grill-friendly fruits and veggies have been compiled by Zipongo's in-house culinary experts, and I'm sharing them with you here today.
Interesting. I've never really thought about grilling fruit before.
Fruits contain natural sugar that caramelizes when you cook them. They make a great summer dessert that you can enjoy with a little bit of vanilla ice cream.
That sounds delicious.
It is. So, the technique will vary, though, with the fruit or vegetable, but here are some general tips. Choose a firm, barely ripe fruit so it won't get mushy on the grill. That's going to be a pain to clean. For vegetables, wash them, but keep the skin. You'll get more nutrients, and it prevents the vegetable from drying out. Brushing your fruit and vegetable with oil before grilling also helps it from sticking to the grate.
Perfect. Do you have some recipes you can share with us?
Yes, I do. I'll go through just 5 for the interest of time. Just know you can always log into your Zipongo account to search for more recipes. Each example I share will have a link at the bottom of the slide. You can go there to see the full recipe.
Yes, great tip. And we will be sending out the slides in an email with the on-demand recording.
Thanks, Eddie. Our first recipe is a grilled salmon with tomato basil, and it embodies how you can easily enjoy fresh in-season summer produce. Ripe tomatoes and fresh basil makes this grilled salmon an easy win with friends. Each serving contains heart-healthy omega-3 fats, along with 18% of your daily needs for vitamin C and 22% of your daily needs for vitamin A.
That's cool, but what do vitamin C and A do?
They're both antioxidants, and they help ward off cell damage. Fun fact, vitamin C and A are commonly added to anti-aging skincare products for this reason.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want to put them on your skin, but why is eating them helpful?
Well, your body metabolizes food into energy every day. This process creates a lot of waste byproducts called free radicals that can really harm your cells and organs unless they're neutralized and removed. Vitamins A, E, and C, along with other plant phytochemicals, help with this. Next up is an herb salsa with grilled chicken recipe. The salsa packs this recipe with a vitamin C punch. Salsa made with fresh ingredients is best because it won't contain as much sodium as the canned salsa.
And I bet it tastes better too.
Agreed. Okay, know how we talked about swapping grilled meats for grilled veggies? This salad is an example of a meal you can build. It features a medley of grilled onions, eggplants, tomatoes, peppers, and zucchini.
Is that why it has 139% and 45% of your daily needs for vitamin C and A?
Exactly. A vegetable salad also has one other perk.
Wait, what's that?
Salads come with dressing. Dressings are usually made with fat, which will help you absorb more vitamin A because vitamin A is fat soluble.
Very cool to know.
Next up is a grilled shrimp with pineapple mango salsa. If you like tropical fruits, this salad is just for you. It's a great addition to your summer barbecue. Scoop this up with lettuce for a shrimp lettuce wrap or grill up some corn tortillas to make tacos. Finally, if you're going to enjoy a juicy grilled steak, why not pair it with tomatoes and eggplants? Both should be in season for this time of year, and they taste great grilled too. Now, before we move on, I'll leave you with 2 things. 1, the link where you can access more Zipongo recipes, and 2, a handy list of in-season produce for June, July, and August. Choosing in-season fruits and veggies is best because you're eating them at the peak of ripeness. They taste better and cost less too.
Thanks, Trin. But how do I know if I'm eating enough fruits and vegetables in my diet?
I always recommend that you eat at least 4 servings of fruit and 5 servings of vegetables daily. A serving is about 1 cup of fresh fruit or vegetable, a half a cup of cooked or canned fruit and vegetable, or a quarter cup of dried fruit or vegetable. You can tally this up daily, or you can also take Zipongo's NutriQuiz. The quiz can help you get a better understanding of your eating habits. It gauges your fruit and vegetable intake, as well as your intake of whole grains, lean protein, healthy fats, and more.
Good call out, Trin. Hey everyone, keep an eye out for our follow-up email where we'll include a link to take the NutriQuiz.
Next up, we'll talk about something that's just as popular as summer barbecues, and that is a summer vacation. According to a 2017 AAA study, 1/3 of Americans will take a family vacation. The most popular destinations are a family road trip, a visit to a national or theme park, an escape abroad, or an ocean cruise. All this traveling means you could potentially be exposed to more germs and more stressors.
Wait. Didn't you just say a vacation is supposed to help us recharge? Now it sounds like you're saying it can drain us.
Because planning a big vacation can be very stressful mentally.
That's true. Right before a big getaway, I'm trying to empty my inbox, wrap up projects, all the while trying to pack for this vacation.
Precisely. The pre-vacation time crunch may not always be avoidable, but it's worth it. The problem is that chronic psychological stress can weaken your immune system, though. Now imagine boarding a plane, train, or bus with hundreds of other adults and children passengers.
I see where you're going. You're saying that because our mind and body are closely connected, I'm more likely to get sick if I'm stressed.
Yes, which is why we'll walk through some tips for optimizing your physical health before a trip. Then we'll jump in to how to set a healthy mindset afterwards. Tips to boost health and immunity when you travel. Vitamin A and C play a big role in keeping your immune system happy, and you can find them in fruits and vegetables. Vitamin A helps all cells, including immune cells, grow and mature. You need enough vitamin A to maintain the integrity of skin and the tissues in your mouth, stomach, intestines, lungs, and eyes. You want these areas in tip-top shape so that bad viruses and bacteria can't burrow in.
Trin, didn't you just say that vitamin A is an antioxidant, but it can also help cells grow and mature too?
Yes, and like we said before, vitamins C and A are antioxidants that protect your cells against damage. Your immune cells are cells too, so they thrive from having this protection. Furthermore, vitamin C is needed for good skin integrity. Your skin is one of the biggest barriers keeping pathogens out of your body. And besides, you know what skin loves?
I think I know this one. Is it water?
Yeah, and lots of it, especially when you're flying. The cabin air on a plane has low humidity, which sucks moisture out of your skin and the thin membranes that line your nose, eyes, and mouth. This makes you more susceptible to viruses and bacteria. You can't bring fluids past TSA, so keep an empty bottle that can be refilled at a drinking fountain. Another tip to boost immunity is to snack on nuts and seeds on the weeks leading up to the trip. They contain high levels of zinc, a micronutrient that boosts the number of T cells you have. T cells are special immune cells. They play a key role in your immune system. They spot new microbial enemies and mobilize the other immune cells to fight back. Nuts and seeds also contain vitamin E, which is another powerful antioxidant. Pumpkin seeds are my favorite because they have the highest zinc of all the nuts.
Cool, good to know.
Regular doses of light exercise help strengthen your immune system too. Scientists believe regular exercise helps keep your immune system strong as you age. And finally, relax. Stress excites your immune system, but not in a good way. Mild chronic stress turns your immune system on and then keeps it on, which will wear it out unnecessarily.
Why is that?
Because the immune system sees stress, thinks there's an enemy, and so it wants to be primed to fight. This is great if an enemy really does exist.
I would consider my worst enemy an overflowing inbox.
Yeah, but your immune cells can't answer emails. You've got to learn to relax and manage your work stress, or it'll chip away at your health. Learn deep breathing techniques. Go for walking breaks. Do what it takes to take care of YOU. Finally, let's talk about the vacation itself so I can give you some tips to enjoy it more healthfully.
Before we jump in, can you explain what vacation mode means?
The vacation mode I'm referring to is a low-stress, relaxed state of mind. You shouldn't feel stressed out while on vacation. I realize that getting into this mindset will be hard if you're used to a fast-paced work environment. If de-stressing is hard for you, then you probably need it most.
That's true, and a vacation is just the time for it.
Everyone has a different process of getting into vacation mode, so these are by no means hard and fast rules. They're divided into 3 phases: before, during, and after a trip. Before a big vacation, you can front load the energy to plan and pack. This cuts down on the stress you will encounter on trip day. Number 1 is to not leave packing until the last minute. Doing so causes unnecessary stress, not to mention you may forget an essential item such as a toothbrush or deodorant.
Speaking of prep, I like to find out what the weather is like ahead of time, so I know what to pack.
Great add-on, Eddie. My next tip is to do your chores before you leave. This includes laundry, vacuuming, sweeping, washing the dishes, and so on. Getting them out of the way ahead of schedule will make your vacation time less stressful because you know you won't be coming home to chores. Finally, plan a list of places you want to visit and activities you want to do while on vacation. I suggest planning out about 2 to 3 activities daily so that you have some solid backup plans. It's okay not to hit all of these activities, though. Give yourself the flexibility. It's all about balance.
Or you could do what I do and just hang out by the pool all vacation long.
True. It all depends on how you want to pace your vacation. The key is to eliminate feeling hassled. Now, let's talk about how you can maintain a relaxed mindset during the trip. Work emails and chats can be a source of stress and distraction that's best dealt with pre- and post-vacation. Your family will appreciate having your undivided attention too. I know, it's not always possible to turn off work-related electronics, but if you can, it will contribute positively towards your stress reduction.
Yeah, I can see that, but I dread coming back to work knowing my inbox is overrun with emails.
Then in your case, schedule mini inbox check-ins once daily. The key is to prune your inbox, enough so you can breathe easier, but not so much that you're sucked back into work.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
My next tip is also about striking a balance, specifically having a balanced approach to treats. I recommend that you treat yourself. Vacation is about enjoying yourself, and food is a big part of that. Treating yourself to a slice of cheesecake and pizza here and there won't wreck your healthy eating habits. It can actually help strengthen your resolve to hit your weight or health goal once vacation time is over.
That makes a lot of sense, especially if you've been working hard all year long. Can you explain all or nothing mentality, and what does it have to do with treating myself?
All or nothing mentality is when you think in terms of extremes. So for example, I just ate some chocolate cake and now my diet is ruined. There's no point turning back, so I might as well order some ice cream. This kind of mindset causes mental distress, making it hard for you to enjoy an occasional treat without going overboard or feeling guilty.
I can really see why this mindset is harmful, and not just as it pertains to health.
Yes, and you might not be able to stop all or nothing thinking in just one vacation, but it's a great time to start. The next tip is to curb stress by staying active. You don't need to hit a gym on vacation. Your vacation can be your gym. Book active pursuits like kayaking, scuba diving, surfing, or mountain climbing. Sound too intense? Walking also works. Walk and take public transportation. It forces you to slow down so you can enjoy the people and scenery. Finally, bask in the sunshine. The ultraviolet B's in sunlight helps you make vitamin D. This vitamin keeps your bones strong and healthy by helping you absorb more calcium from food. Like the other vitamins, vitamin D plays many roles in the body, one of which is immune function.
Okay, but what if I burn easily? How long do I need to be outside to make vitamin D?
Most sunscreens block the UVB needed to produce vitamin D. However, during the summer, 5 to 10 minutes of sun exposure 3 times per week is what experts deem suitable for vitamin D production. Now, if you wear a light layer of sunscreen that doesn't completely block out all of the UVB rays, you should still be okay. If you burn easily, I'd prioritize the sunscreen and get your vitamin D from food.
Wait, you can do that?
Yep. Fatty fish, egg yolk, and vitamin D fortified milk are your best bets. To wrap up, here are some tips to stay calm and collected post-vacation. I suggest you book an extra day off before coming back to work. Doing so gives you time to readjust to the time zone and ease yourself back into your old routine. This time also buffers you against events you cannot control, such as a flight delay. Plus, it gives you time to review the photos you took on your trip.
That sounds fun. But what's the purpose?
To maximize how much happiness you get from that vacation, reviewing the photos can help you relive the joyous experience. If you do this with loved ones, it will strengthen your bond as well. You may wish to take it one step further by recreating a happy memory from your trip.
How can I do that?
I admit, not every memory will be replicable, but you can do your best. So for example, if you really enjoyed the paella you had in Barcelona, you can recreate this dish at home.
Ah, I see. Thanks for the pointers, Trin. I really feel ready for a vacation now, and I hope you feel the same, folks. This concludes the webinar, but stay tuned for the live Q&A. Okay, let's take a look at the questions that we have. Okay, this is a good one. You talked about vitamin C a lot. I've heard that it's good for preventing colds, which I get often. Should I be taking supplements for vitamin C?
Okay, that's a great question, and one that you should also ask your doctor about. He or she will have a better idea of what your health history is and be able to give you more personalized advice. What I can do is give you the general advice, which is you should get your vitamins and minerals from food instead of supplements. There's 2 reasons for this. The first is that we've evolved to digest and use nutrients from food more effectively than from pills. There are instances of pills being more potent, but this can also be a bad thing. It is possible to overdo vitamins and minerals. The second reason is that we don't regulate dietary supplements in this country. There's no sure way of knowing what is exactly in those over-the-counter supplements.
Thanks, Trin. Let's see. This question is asked a lot from my friends and family too. I've been told using sunscreen is important. I burn easily and wear SPF 30 on my face daily. Will this make me deficient in vitamin D?
Okay, so you can't tell that you're deficient in vitamin D unless you get a blood test from your doctor. As for wearing sunscreen, it's still important that you wear it so you protect yourself from getting sunburned. I wouldn't be overly concerned about sunscreen blocking the production of vitamin D. Most people don't put on enough sunscreen for this to be a huge deal. Plus, keep in mind, you can also get vitamin D from food.
Great tips. Okay, this question is right up my alley. Are there some meats better than others for grilling?
Well, in general, lean meats like chicken and fish will be better for you than beef and pork. But this is mostly due to saturated fat and not because of grilling. HCAs form when the creatine or creatinine in the muscled fibers of meat react with sugar under high temperatures. It's a result of the cooking method. It can happen regardless of the type of meat you choose.
That totally makes sense. Okay. Can you really get sick through your skin from being dehydrated on planes, like you mentioned in the webinar?
Good question. I can clarify that. You don't get sick through the skin layer that lines your hands, feet, arms, leg, and back, and most of your body. This topmost part of your skin is built from dead cells that are tightly knit to keep most pathogens out. It can't really break through unless you have cuts, sores, or cracks. What is more vulnerable is the thin membranous layer that lines your nose, eyes, throat, and airways. Mucus, a slimy substance, usually coats and protects this membranous layer. It traps the pathogens, and then your body clears it. You don't want this layer to dry out.
Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, let's look at some more questions. Okay, this is going to sound random, but mosquitoes love me. How do I get them to bite me less often without using bug spray?
Okay, definitely. I can relate. I have the same problems with mosquitoes, and there are several things you can do. You can wear light colors, which helps because mosquitoes are attracted to dark colored clothing. You can wear natural repellents, like lemon and eucalyptus oil instead of bug spray. And then if possible, wear long sleeves and long pants for the extra protection.
Gotcha. Those are great tips. I think I'll try them next time I'm on vacation. Time for one more question. I'm traveling to South America this summer. Is there any precautions I should take with food and water?
Okay, well, the general rules of food safety still applies, which is you should always wash your hands with soap and water before you eat. You can bring small bottles of hand sanitizers in case soap and water isn't readily available. If your adventures take you to a remote destination, some extra steps may be in order. For one, don't order meat rare or raw. Avoid eating unwashed or uncut fruits and veggies, and eat food that's fully cooked and served hot. Finally, bring your own bottled water or order beverages that's manufactured sealed so that you know there are no pathogens in there.
Great. Well, thank you very much for these tips, Trin, and I think these will serve our audience well. Just as a reminder to everyone, we will be sending out a follow-up to this presentation by the end of this week. The email will contain the slides as well as a link to view this webinar on demand. Thank you again for attending.